altcoins are starting to heat up a little bit as Bitcoin is approaching 5960K and really holding stable. And we're not just talking about meme coins. We have some gaming projects absolutely crushing it over the 7-day timeline. And I'm going to go over today why the altcoins you're stacking now going to determine your success in this bull market. You don't want to be buying when everything is already going into euphoria. You want to be buying when these things are dirt cheap, which is right now. So we're going to go over all the altcoins that I'm looking at in this video, as well as some of the narratives that I'm eyeing, some updates in the space. It's going to be a quicker one. Let's go and jump in. Without further ado, let's get in the game. And as always, guys, first and foremost, drop down, smash that like button, and hit the subscribe as well. We're pushing for that 100K subscribers. I want to hit that by the end of the summer. So help us out down below. Like and subscribe to the video. And shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. We have Vulcan, 𝗏𝗟, Dreams Quest, NordVPN, Moon Tropica, and Real Fever, as well as all of our exchange partners. If you need somewhere to trade, you can link down below in the description and be able to get in with any of our exchange partners: Bybit, Mexi, Blowfin, Avo, etc. So check the links in the description, and we'll talk a little bit more about our sponsors at the end of the show. But right now, as mentioned, like, we're looking across the space. There are some pretty good movements this week, and we're not just talking about meme coins. Like, look at this. Well, we got 𝗏𝗏 up 38%. Even 𝗏𝗟𝗧, bouncing 35%. We have Honeyland up 36% this week. We have Heroes of Mavia up 30%. 𝗚𝗟𝗡𝗏, the one portfolio project that I have that's RWA, up 23%. We have Ronin up 22%. So pretty good bounce in the market, even for gaming tokens this week. And honestly, I think people aren't bullish enough. First of all, Germany sold all their Bitcoin. Long term, I think that that's going to look like a bonehead move, like biggest financial fumble of all time, potentially. We will see, but Germany is done. Miners have capitulated. The ETH ETF is imminent. Is the bottom in? And we had Colin on the show a few weeks ago, by the way. So shout out to Colin. But, could we go lower? Maybe. But right now is the time to have your bags packed. And we gave you a 12 coin portfolio on the last show. Obviously, I hold more than just that stack of tokens. I'm very happy with where I'm at with my portfolio right now. Whenever we're talking about top down, from Sol, Ton, AVAX, Caspa, and then moving down the ladder to stuff like IMX, Not, Brett, Beam, Ron. We have Mog, like a lot of these things in different narratives, gaming, memes, AI, whatever the case is. Now's the time to have those bags packed. And I want to just go over some updates across some certain projects, tokens that I think could really have big legs up whenever we see more catalysts come through the door. And then, of course, like, you guys know what I'm very, very bullish on. And I'll just kind of reiterate that throughout the show. But first and foremost, like, as I'm looking across the market, there's a pretty good opportunity, I think, in the gaming space. And look, obviously, I'm the biggest gaming bull you'll find on YouTube. But we have 3 catalysts, really, 2 to 3 catalysts coming up in the next couple of months that I think could actually kickstart a crypto gaming altcoin run. Just a little bit of news across the space, and then we'll get into some of these catalysts. We have Prime, which, by the way, Prime's been bouncing quite nicely. Prime's up 11% on the week, back up to about 850. So pretty good price action there. But as we see, AI Rev, he's a big parallel bull. He says, show me a token with a better setup to rally off this alt bear. There's 42% staked at a 500-day average duration. The team is clipped until June 2025 and extended until 2027. Big marketing and scaling push. The second studio title with Parallel Colony. It has AI integration. And then all the stakers, the 42% of the circulating supply that's staked. Think about this. 40% of this token supply is staked for an average of 500 days. You won't find that across the token space anywhere soon. So to me, Prime is probably, I don't want to say it's the best DCA in the market right now, but if we look at the yearly chart, We're talking about a token that was just at $27, and this altcoin bear has kind of sent it down to about 850. I think this is going to end up being one of the easiest, biggest wins across the gaming sector and might be the best DCA on the board as of today in the gaming space. I think the second would be probably Ronin around this $2 level, 700 million market cap. I think that that's just absolutely an amazing opportunity. They just welcomed Rooniverse to their chain. They had the Moku mint, which went really well. Obviously, Pixels, Axie, goes without saying. I think Ronin is definitely the king of gaming blockchains. And I'll actually talk about gaming chains and why I actually think we're looking in the wrong places to find the best gaming chains. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. One of the bull catalysts as well for gaming, I think, is the resurgence of play to earn. Hear me out. Before we're talking about Ponzi's, none of that. I think that over the last year and a half, we've really lacked experiences that come with ROI. And it's really hard to build a game with an economy. Really hard. You have to get it right. You have to manage sentiment. You have to figure out how to make it sustainable. But without speculation, crypto games are just games. And there's no difference in a Web 2, Web 3 game other than the fact that they can come in Web 3 and grift and make money. But on the flip side, there are games that are leaning into this, and I could not be more bullish. I mean, we have Heroes of Mafia. I showed the chart. By the way, this is up. Let's see. Mafia is up 30% this week. Really good move here on the chart. And there's no mistake. They really are stepping the game up as far as their play to earn. They have their Ruby marketplace live or coming live, but now Ruby wager matches are live. So you can battle and earn Ruby based off, going against PvP player versus player. And this guy has earned over 16,000 Ruby. It's just a matter of time until the marketplace comes into the game where he can trade those assets into dollars. Best upcoming play to earn game, if you ask me. So I absolutely think that play to earn, like the real speculative side of it, it has a space here. And people need to lean into that more. And Mavi is doing so, which makes me extremely bullish. And they also, just like Parallel, extended their vesting outward. So to me, that is a huge bull catalyst. The next catalyst that I see coming through very, very shortly is Off the Grid. So Off the Grid, best Web3 game by far. I've played it. My friends have played it. There is NDAs in place and stuff like that. But this game is by far the best crypto game that I have ever seen. By far. The graphics, the feel, the gameplay, just the experience, top to bottom. And there's speculation that their blockchain and their token should be going live here in the next couple of months. On a bearish timeline a few months from now. So this is the game that I think can set gaming into a different realm. What we're all waiting on in the crypto gaming space is what game is going to catapult us into the limelight, the mainstream. And this game absolutely can. I mean, we've seen people like Click stream this in the past. And I think that this just has streamability. You can create content, you can compete, you can have fun with your friends. There's 100 player lobbies. This game right here is the one that I think unlocks that mass adoption in Web3 gaming and is the game that makes people take it more serious. Oh, this is the kind of game that's being built in crypto. I ought to pay attention to that. So this should be going live pretty soon as far as mainnet and tokens. So that is another catalyst alongside play to earn's resurgence that I kind of see as a huge bull case for gaming. And then number 3 is TON and Notcoin by far. And as we see here, Jack from TON, he says, do you see the growth that happens without crypto Twitter? So most of the non-English speakers are underrepresented on Twitter, and Not and TON are 2 of the top 5 popular tokens in Europe, Africa, and Asia. Coin 22% in the Europe market, 31% in Asia, and 25% in Africa. Pretty stellar numbers. And I mean, I have to say, it's been super impressive just seeing the development from TON and Not and the people that they can bring through the door. Look, is the Telegram ecosystem, are these AAA games? No. By no means are these AAA games, but they have the potential to onboard hundreds of thousands, if not millions of users overnight into experiences, and they can just learn more about the blockchain and learn more about Web3 games, which I could not be more bullish about. So a big shout out to 𝗏 and 𝗏, and 𝗏 is I recently took a big position in 𝗏 into 𝗏. I think that this one's going to be one of the best performers over this cycle, especially if you don't have a bag of 𝗏. You could move down the market cap ladder and grab yourself a bag of 𝗏 coin. And then just a couple of newsworthy things. We have 𝗓𝗡𝗡, which is launching their AI Jam. It's an incubation program to supercharge 10 AI projects, but the stipulations are much different than what we've been seeing come to market. 1 million FTV, 100% token unlock at TGE, and a 10-week incubation program. This goes right along the lines of what I've been saying. New token launches are killing this market. What do I mean by that? The expectations of investors are that projects need to be launching at $1 billion fully diluted or more, or else it's a failure. Even 𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏 brand's very own token, did not launch at $1 billion market cap. So we have to tamper our expectations a little bit. When I do think 𝗏𝗏 deserved $1 billion, it's not the market condition for that. But then you look at something like Portal, which launched at $1.8 billion, did not deserve that evaluation, and it's down 80% since launch. I think tokens that are launching now, you should pay attention to. This is the meta. These low circulating supply tokens, it's a hard ball game for most, right? Like, you are really towing the line. Your tokenomics aren't going to be friendly in unfriendly conditions, right? Like, if we're talking about time periods where the market is bearish, when you're having token unlocks, it's not gonna do great in the price, right? But when you look at something like 𝗏𝗏, which just launched and now it's at $1 billion, so shout out to 𝗏𝗏, they deserve that valuation in my opinion. They're launching in an altcoin scenario where things are bearish. This gives you an opportunity to ride this up with a low float, like a low circulating supply. Only 12% of the supply is circulating so far. This could be a great opportunity throughout the bull market because they launched in such a bearish time period. So you're seeing strength in the price over the last couple of days since launch. This gives you a great opportunity to ride this up. Another one is 𝗏𝗟𝗏. So Pirate Nation launched in pretty bearish climate, and they're up 52% over the month. So all these projects always say, "Ooh, we're waiting for market conditions to launch our token." I actually think that it's ass backwards. I think they need to launch in bad market conditions. The bull is still to come, right? You're a project. The bull market is in effect. Is the market cooled off right now? Yes. But that provides retail an opportunity to get in afterwards and ride that price up as the market momentum grows as well. I just think the whole launch thing is flawed. So I wanted to highlight that 𝗓𝗡𝗡 tweet, but also that if we look at projects like 𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏, Pirate, they've launched in bearish conditions and have weathered the storm. And I believe those projects will perform the best out of all the early launches rather than launching in peak euphoria. And that's going to be the all-time high of your market cap if you do that. So I think this should be studied and definitely changed in the space. And then a little bit of airdrop alpha. I got 3 things today. The number 1 base ecosystem, super champs. And this is also going along the lines of, I think people are overlooking the biggest gaming blockchains. Roan is definitely king. 𝗏, yes, 𝗏, because of how many people they've already onboard via 𝗏coin and just 𝗏 mini games. And then number 3 is base. Base, there's not a tradable thing on base right now, but I think base is going to end up being one of the biggest crypto gaming blockchains by the end of the cycle. And if you want to front run that narrative, you have Super Champs, the number 1 game on base. Their studio has already onboarded 6 million players on chain, 100 million transactions across their games, and reached the number 1 slot by unique active wallets on dApp Radar. And this is in the base ecosystem. So they are king of base gaming right now. They're front running that narrative, and you can go compete and earn tokens and rewards based off going into their reward program and jumping into the champ token, season 1. They're giving away 40 million tokens. So super bullish on Super Champs. We have GOAT Gaming, which produced Mighty Action Heroes, won mobile game of the year last year. You can just play games and earn GOAT, and GOAT is not live yet, so you're farming this early, win prizes in a powerful ecosystem with Genesis GOATs at the core. They've already generated 26 million in revenue, top 20 Fortnite creative, 1.3 million unique players, multi-platform, Telegram browser, and mobile. And they've raised about 11 million for this project. I'm really looking forward to this. This is another one I'm actively farming. And then we've already talked about 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗧 quite a bit. And then the last one for today is Rumble Kong League. The reason I'm so bullish on this is it's such a different type of project. It's a sports ecosystem backed by Gatorade, Under Armour, Slam Magazine, Paul George, and now Steph Curry has come on board. So Steph Curry is an official partner, and in his investment group, Penny Jar Capital, has invested into Fame and RKL. So this is super bullish, and it's just a different type of ecosystem because it's like the official basketball ecosystem of crypto. But what makes me the most bullish is 30% of the supply goes to the community. So how do you get involved in this? You can go over to the Fame Network Twitter. The very first tweet we'll talk about, or actually it's on the Rumble Kong's Twitter. This tweet here on the pinned tweet, you can start farming this by completing quests, creating content, and engaging to earn fame points. Or you can go over to the NFT market, which this is what I've done personally. I'm stacking up RKL NFTs. So I'm adding RKL NFTs to my wallets. I want my share of that 30% airdrop out to the community. So this is definitely some big alpha, and at 0.17 ETH, it's really not too expensive. So those are 3 airdrop opportunities between Super Champs, GOAT, and Rumble Kong League that I think are really good to jump into. Now, I would also add in 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗧, but we've covered that quite a bit here on In the Game. And then a quick shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. One of the most fun experiences genuinely to play in crypto that I've ever had is Moon Tropica. Like, I can't wait for this full release. I'm going to jump into Discord chats and like play. We'll probably play this with the community once this thing goes live. Like, this thing is incredibly fun. From the customization of your characters, you can wear Gucci tracksuits. You can wear the Superverse gear. You can customize your hair, everything. It's so memeable, but at the same time, the game is genuinely so much fun. You're throwing each other off the maps, creating content, like just the way that the combat is. Everything about this game is a check mark to me, and I think it's a sleeping giant in Web3 gaming. So shout out to Moon Tropica. And then Vulcan Forged. One thing that's overlooked, and guys, I'm still super bullish on PYR. PYR is still a big part of my portfolio. They're burning an average of 1,000 lava every single day. And that's with games just being an alpha and beta. Imagine the impact when all 10 projects fully onboard players and the transaction count on the Elysium chain grows. So you can see the potential here. Super bullish on what Jamie and the team have done over at Vulcan, just weathering this little miniature bear market. I see this catapulting back to $10 pretty quickly once the market does turn around. And just to recap, guys, like I said at the beginning, and I think the title of the video, the actions you take now will determine the rest of your bull. Has it been a little bit painful recently? Absolutely. But if you're stacking up your favorite blue chips, your favorite gaming projects from infrastructure and individual games with smaller capital into the individual games, AI, which is a great opportunity now after this OPSEC thing, I think AI, Tau, GPU, the top blue chip projects never have looked better because of the dips they've taken because of OPSEC's big ordeal that just went on. So between gaming, AI, blue chips, and then some meme coins, Brett, Mog, the quality stuff, I think that right now is the time to take action, because you either take action now, exposure to the market is better than time in the market is better than trying to time the market, as the saying is. And I think that's the whole premise of what we've done here on In the Game. We've built up our portfolio through the bottom of the bear back when Bitcoin was 15K, rode a lot of these things up. We've taken a little bit of a hit, but our portfolio is in place for the peak euphoria in this bull cycle. And I think once the ETH ETF comes through the door, we're going to see altcoins really take a leg up and probably kickstart this run heading into the late summer, early fall. And I mean, I couldn't be more bullish on the future of this industry, especially with the catalyst that we have going on in the gaming space right now between TON, between Mavia, Parallel with 42% of the supplies. This is the best DCA today is Parallel. 42% of the supply locked up for 500 days on average. The opportunities in the space right now are screaming right at you. It's a matter of if you're going to take it. You log into YouTube, you log into crypto Twitter every day, but are you going to be able to take action, right? Like you're following the industry, make sure you're exposed to the industry. That's what I have to say today, because if you don't, you will be left behind. No one can time this market perfectly. So I'll finish off with the saying once again, time in the market is better than timing the market. Like the video, subscribe for more. I'll be back on Monday with another video. As always, you guys have a great weekend and play well, my friends.